right, we are back with the In Between the Lines podcast, post Super Bowl edition. I'm Jay. Got Jeff. What's going on? You don't have any volume. Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right. Yes, like you said before we started, it's been a minute. So much has happened in the sports world. Ben Johnson. I sent you that text. You ain't even responded to that, buddy.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed by it.
Man, it's been a lot, man. We got the Ben Johnson hire. You guys lost about half of your coaching staff, or more than half.
Yeah, we lost a bunch for sure.
Of course, we got the Super Bowl that just popped off.
What'd you think of it?
I knew Philly was going to win. Well, I had a great feeling that Philly was going to win. I just didn't think it was going to be like that. I didn't think they was going to be smashed like that. I mean, they got punched in the mouth, man. I thought it was going to be like maybe a 30-24 or, something like that.
Right.
But
I was hoping Philly would win, but yeah, I didn't expect that. And then, very first, that first possession, Philly's driving down, they get that third down play and they call the offensive pass interference. And I was like, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then after that, it was like the refs weren't a factor at all. Even there was a couple times I was like, ooh, can't believe they called that. So
when they popped Mahomes in his mouth, I thought they was going to call that for sure.
Yeah.
They hit him in the face, but Jalen Carter popped him right in the chops. That felt good.
Right. I said, it was the Super Bowl in general didn't really interest me. Like I said, when I saw those two teams, I was like, I don't really like either team. But I have the ick on Kansas City now just because of that. I mean, because they've won so much. I mean, there's nothing. Like I said, I remember when they went to that first Super Bowl a couple years ago. I mean, I was rooting for them to win then. But now it's that oversaturation phase, and I was just I wanted them. It's almost like they almost have like a LeBron effect on me now, where it's like I watch LeBron just hoping he's going to lose, and that's kind of what I do with Kansas City now. Is just hoping they were going to lose.
Yeah, we got to cover that too. The NBA, but it was a good game. I thought it was dominated by Philly's defense. Obviously, you could tell that Kansas City game plan was to stop Barkley.
Yeah, and they did. Barkley wasn't a factor. That disappointed me. I do like Barkley, but like I said, but it didn't matter. They were able to do whatever else they wanted. The most impressive thing was how much pressure they were able to get on Mahomes with just the front four.
No blitzing at all. Yeah, that was amazing. Vic Fangio had a good game plan. And then, watching him call that game, I'm just like, man, we had this guy as a defensive coordinator, and he just had to go and be a head coach. Just had to do it. And look where you went, right back as a DC.
Yeah.
Well, some coaches, I know everybody want to be a head coach and chase that bag, but some coaches are just coordinators. That's what they are.
Yeah, perfect example is Ben Johnson.
That's remain to be seen. I think he gonna do awesome. I think this is our best hire since Lovie Smith.
He's got the weapons. Like I said, I mean, I think they need to spend all their draft and any free agent signings on an offensive line. Well, I guess we'll see how serious they are with what offensive line moves that they pick up. It's interesting because I knew you really wanted Ben Johnson, but I remember earlier in the season though when we were talking about it, you were so disappointed about you wanted somebody that was proven, somebody that had head coaching experience. But I agree. I think he was the right hire.
Yeah, it really wasn't nobody out there that I this year that had coaching experience. Everybody that I wanted, they were already picked up. So I think he was the best available choice for us. But like I said, it remains to be seen. I think, but I really feel he's going to do good.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I know I was saying it a month ago. Just kind of what you said, though. It's we don't know how he's going to be as a head coach.
Right.
Sometimes great offensive coordinators, great defensive coordinators aren't very good at coaches. I mean, almost all the time you see a defensive coordinator or an offensive coordinator, several of them get head coaching jobs in the NFL, and several of them just don't work out well. And I mean, they were a great offensive coordinator, they were a great defensive coordinator. They just don't work out. So it remains to be seen. Like I said, I don't have any hate for Ben Johnson. I don't like that he went to an interdivisional rival. I
Right.
don't like that he interviewed for the week of our off week going into playoffs, and then our offense looks like trash that week. I mean, there's some things that I don't like, but I got to appreciate everything that he did for us too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He did y'all right, man. You know, he made Jared Goff look like a star. So we're gonna see what Jared Goff look like this upcoming season
Yeah,
without a Ben Johnson. That's gonna
yeah,
be interesting.
yeah. So now, I mean, I know this is your. I mean, football is your season. So, like I said, are you having a little bit of disappointment now that the season's over?
Yeah, this is always a tough time. You know, yeah, I love football. That's my number one sport, and basketball after. But yeah, this is always tough, man. You know, no more football, man. Yeah, this is gonna be.
It's fun though. It's fun when they start speculating about what free agents are going to go places, and they start speculating about the draft, and I mean, there's still football talk, and like I said, it's the off season. Being a Lions fan for so long, it was always the off season, which was actually funner than the actual season because then
Right.
you can make all these, I hope we get this person, I hope we get that person, and we got him now, so we're going to be good this year. You always have that hope during this time. So, like I said, it'll be all right. It'll be all right.
But the draft talk gets kind of tiresome after a while. I mean, they cover the draft every day until when May. You know, you
I think
just
it's
get
I think it's in April.
April, end of April. But that's still a lot of draft talk. You know, just and it's all speculation. You really don't know who's going to go number one. You know, through 10, which is the most exciting part of the draft. Honestly, is 1 through 10. But
Yeah, when you start getting into like the third and fourth round, where the Lions have done very well in the third and fourth round, but I mean, unless you're an absolute diehard football nerd, you don't know a lot of those players. Like I said, it's like, oh, okay, so exciting. They say he's this, and this. But one of my favorite things to do is go back and watch like past like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, things like the Mel Kipers or them that have said about certain players like during this time that they were
yeah,
so wrong about. I like watching those because that's what I heard somebody say, like, what makes them an expert? I mean, they aren't an expert. They get paid to just watch and make predictions. And if their predictions are wrong, who says anything about it? It's almost
right.
like the news. You can be wrong and nobody's going to care. It's just people want stuff to
Yeah,
watch.
they the weatherman. They the
Yep,
weather people.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So it is kind of exciting to see a player that they project to go, 1 through 5, and then they drop to the late first round or
Mhm.
even second round. Aaron Rodgers was expecting to go pretty high to San Francisco. That's where he really wanted to go. And they
Yeah,
took Alex Smith. You remember
I do remember
that?
that because I remember that was kind of the first time I remember. I didn't like his attitude during the whole thing about it because he was very cocky about it then, which was how he was his whole career. But I do remember that. I remember him sitting there because I think he was there at the draft
Mm-hmm.
when everybody used to still go to the draft and just sitting there, sitting there, sitting there, sitting there. So, but it worked out well for him.
Yeah.
He don't have a job right now though.
Nah, they don't know where he gonna end up. Well, they talking about Pittsburgh. He may end up in Pittsburgh.
I've heard Pittsburgh. I've heard the Raiders. There's one other team that it seems like that I heard too. I heard at least three teams though. But yeah, Pittsburgh was definitely one of.
I think he's done. I really do.
I do too. I do too. Like I said, he's not. Like I said, to me, he's not a big pickup. If somebody picks him up, it's like he's well past the Aaron Rodgers of old. So, like I said, to me, yeah, I don't. And he still demands a lot of money. That to me is not worth it. He's drama. So
Yeah. Screw Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, man. So that's the football talk. What we cover. We got Super Bowl. We got Ben Johnson. What else? Aaron Rodgers. So next up is going to be free agents, like you said, and getting ready for next season.
yeah. So what have you heard any exciting Chicago Bear rumors about free agents or anything like that? Because there's a couple people that are getting thrown out for the Lions, and if either one of them happened, I'd be ecstatic. But like I said, you can go to anybody's fan page, and they're talking about them to those places too. So
Not necessarily, I think we got the talk that everybody else have. We want the Myles Garrett.
right,
That would be cool. Trey Smith, offensive lineman for Kansas City. Those are the two big names right now. And Micah Parsons is another one. They talking about getting him up out of Dallas. So those are the three big names that I've heard, but everybody want those same players. I even heard talks of Myles Garrett going to Detroit.
right. That's what I was getting at. I've heard Myles Garrett to Detroit talk, but like I said, I bet there's about 10 teams that are saying that they've heard Myles Garrett to them talk too. Oh, I'd love that. That would be fantastic. But like I said, I don't anticipate that happening.
What do you guys' cap space look like? Do you know?
We're pretty good. We're pretty good. That's one of the things they said. He wants to go to a Super Bowl contender, and obviously they have to have cap space. So there's only a handful of teams that meet that criteria, but Lions are one of them. I think the Lions have the third or fourth most cap space.
Okay.
So, like I said, they're in a good position.
Yeah, I know we like top 5. We pretty up there too. We got cash and draft capital, so we got picks to trade away and everything. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
See, one of the things that somebody was talking about there was like, oh yeah, it's for the Lions, for instance. They were like, it would be first round pick this year, first round pick next year, so 2 first rounders, and then they were saying like Hendon Hooker. And they're like, "Ooh, would you give up 2 first round picks for Garrett?" I would, because I guess the philosophy I'm looking at, Lions' first round pick this year is towards the end of the first round.
Right.
And if we do as good or as they hope they're going to do, and especially if you picked up somebody like Myles Garrett, that draft pick is going to be towards the end of the first round next year too. So to me, I think it's worth it if you get a player like Myles Garrett. Like I said, I'm just in my head, I'm envisioning Myles Garrett on one side, Aiden Hutchinson on the other side, with DJ Reader and Lee McNeil in the middle. Good Lord.
That'd be serious.
Good Lord, that'd be crazy. We wouldn't even need defensive backs.
For what, huh?
Right.
Hey, so is Ian Hutchinson on target to come back the start of the season?
Yeah. I mean, they were still saying that if they made it to the Super Bowl, he was planning on playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I had some doubts about that, but yeah, I mean that was the talk. He was saying that if you just get to the Super Bowl, I'll be there. I'll be playing. So I think so. I mean, he's already. He's doing rehab stuff where it looks like the leg's pretty strong. I'm just imagining he's not to 100% strength yet, but I believe by training camp he should be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator for Philly, he just took the Saints job today.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they got their head coach. So we're going to see a lot of moves being made here soon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Like I said, I enjoy the football offseason because of all the speculation. It does get a little tiresome sometimes because you just hear ridiculous things thrown out there. It's like, I always love the ones where it's like I don't fall for them anymore, but you see some post about, it'll say big trade and then it'll have like this ridiculous trade it's a projected trade where it's like, who says no to this? And it's usually something ridiculous that favors the person who's writing it. Like,
Yeah.
Myles Garrett for 3 6-rounders. I mean, just silly things like that. But it gets a little tiresome. But I'm still excited about it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We're just in the middle of February, man. So we got a long way to go. So this is, right now it's all about NBA, which the big trades. Luka, Anthony Davis. What's your thoughts on that?
The day that it happened, I was blown away. When I saw it, I was like, what? I had to, just like I was saying, you sometimes see ridiculous trades, and I had to go do a bunch of double checks. I made a video about it that day. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Like I said, so what I was reading for Dallas, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you trade who some people say is the best player in the NBA right now. But
Franchise player, yeah.
everybody has him as a top 5 player in the NBA, regardless, wherever you have him. Primetime player, franchise player, 25 years old. Just last year took your team to the finals. Scoring leader last year. Incredibly popular with your fan base. And you trade him away without him asking? And then, I mean, don't get me wrong, Anthony Davis is a good player. But Anthony Davis is 31. He's never been as elite as what Luka is right now. And Charles Barkley has famously nicknamed him Street Clothes. And I don't know if you saw, but in his very first game, he got injured. And he's out for multiple weeks.
Over a month now, they're saying.
Right. So, I mean, to me, that trade does not make sense for Dallas. I heard some stuff where they were talking about him being out of shape and they didn't think he had the commitment. And it's like I heard another NBA player say, out of shape, but he just took your team to the finals and won the NBA scoring champion and is an all NBA player and top 5 in MVP. Go ahead and give me that out of shape guy. I mean, it's. I think even LeBron James said it the other day. He said 170-pound out of shape Luka Doncic is better than 99% of the other guards in the NBA. Like, so I don't get it. Now, from the Lakers standpoint, like I said, to me, I've heard that James wasn't happy about it. I heard that Luka wasn't happy about it. I don't know how true either one of those things are, but to me, it's not a win now situation for the Lakers because I don't think the two of them can be successful together. They're too much of the same. They have to. I mean, they both have to have the ball in their hands to be successful. I mean, Luka Doncic is the all-time leader in history of ball control. And LeBron James is in the top 10 all-time. So you put two guys that are all-time top 10 and having to have the ball in their hand at the same time to be effective. I just don't. I mean, to me, I think Lakers are building for their future. Okay, LeBron ain't going to be here much longer. Oh my God, we have a chance to get this stud to be the face of our franchise and take over. And now we could start building around him. Because I don't think the Lakers were going to win the championship this year anyway. So to me, it's a smart move for the Lakers if you're not trying to win right now.
Yeah, LeBron James is a liar.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not going to convince me. I don't care what nobody say. You're not going to convince me that he didn't know about this trade.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not going to do it with me. Let me see. Who does it make sense for? It didn't make sense for Dallas, like you said. Now, Luka does get these knick-knack injuries where he's, missing a game here, missing a game there. He wasn't healthy in the playoffs last year at all.
But he still played.
He still played, but they say he wasn't committed to the diet and nutrition. I mean, he is overweight. But if Luka was to shed a good 15 pounds, I think he would be lights out. I think he'll be box office. So I think it's some truth to that, but I don't think it was enough for them to trade him away. I think everybody was involved in this from the top in the NBA with the commissioner, Lakers, Mavs, because the views have been down in the NBA.
Yes,
And
I
I
was going to
think
get to
this,
that.
yeah, and I think they did this to up their views, to get some excitement going, because this has been the talk, since it's happened.
Hmm.
Everybody been tuning in to the late. Now everybody want to see what's happening. But
Yep.
in all of this, my sleeper is Jimmy Butler going to Golden State. I
Yeah.
think that's more impactful. I think that's the sleeper team. That's the team that you're going to have to watch. You're going to have to watch out for. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship, but I think they're going to give some teams some issues in the West for
Yeah.
sure.
That was an interesting fit. Him going there. Like I said, I've always been kind of a Jimmy Butler fan. The last year or two, I've really thought that he's been a diva, and so I don't know. I don't know how he'd fit there. I know. I know that Steph was happy about it, and Steph kind of talked about it after that first game. That said it was fantastic because he does exactly the opposite of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I stand around the 3-point line and get all these shots. He goes in there and he dominates the paint, gets to the bucket, draws the fouls, and he said so. To him, it worked. It's a good position to work. Jimmy Butler always shows up in the playoffs too. I mean, they call him playoff. There's playoff Jimmy. So we'll see. Like I said, that's a big trade. I agree, and I think you're like you said, if it wasn't for this other trade, that probably would have been the one that was talked about. But yeah, I heard that rumor where they said, no, this Luka to LA thing is something the NBA set up. The NBA needed that. They need, okay, one of the most popular players. We need him to go to the most popular team. And then Luka and LeBron together, even if they're not very good as a team, everybody's going to want to watch that. It's going to drive the numbers up. Yeah, I heard all that. And that was an interesting take because it's hard to argue against that, too.
Yeah. So you heard someone else say that?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I read that they said that this is set up by the NBA. The NBA made this happen.
I did not hear that, but the second I heard it, that was my initial thought.
Yeah.
I'm just because they have been complaining about the views for the
Mhm.
last, I don't know what, 2 or 3 seasons.
Well, especially this season, though. This season, I mean, they're down so far, because we've talked about that a couple of times. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Shaq's had discussions about it. Redick's had discussions about it. Everybody's got their opinion of why it's been down, but it's been down, and it was incredibly down this year. So, like I said, I bet yesterday's game, Luka's first game with the Lakers, I bet that was one of the most viewed games all season. And they were treating it. I watched it last night. They were treating it like it was the NBA Finals. It was funny.
Yeah.
Amy's in bed watching it. She's like, "Oh my God, I can't stand these commentators because they were just all over both LeBron and Luka's nuts. Just
Yeah.
all over them. All over them."
Well, get used to it because they're going to be holding both of their nuts for the rest of the season.
Oh, absolutely.
They ain't going to let them go.
Yeah, and it was a perfect game for them to have the first game because they played Utah, who's one of the worst teams in basketball. So
Right.
yeah,
Then they they was all on that too. Like they blew out Utah, and
Yeah.
how far can the Lakers go? I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, if this wasn't a setup, I don't know what was.
yeah, it does make sense. I can see that. I can see that. I mean, when it's all said and done, it's a business, and business is struggling. What do we got to do to make some money for our business? I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And why not go to Hollywood?
Yeah. Yeah, I hate it because I'm a Luka fan, and so I've never really been a fan of the Lakers. And I obviously can't stand LeBron James, so it's one of those. I do not want to see him succeed there because it's the Lakers and LeBron. And the crazy thing is because of how everybody is all over LeBron. I mean, if they do well there, it's still going to be, well, LeBron's the greatest. Look what he did. Even though it's like you've got an MVP player on your team now. But
LeBron could win the next 10 rings, and he's still not better than Michael Jordan.
yeah.
I don't care how many rings he win or how many more NBA final appearances he get. He still ain't MJ. to me.
I agree. I mean, you don't got to convince me. We've had this discussion before. Like I said, I can make an argument that he's not top five myself. I have top 10 for sure, but I can make an argument that he's not top five. That everything that has been talked good about him has been pushed by the media and his production company.
I forgot to ask you this before we switched over to the NBA. What were your thoughts on the halftime show of the Super Bowl?
I liked it. I liked it a lot, to be honest with you. It was funny. I mean, I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan anyway. Always have been. And so I was excited when it was announced. And I thought he put on a really good show. I mean, I liked everything about it. It was funny. We went to a friend's house to watch it. And I think it was after the fifth song or something like that. The guy was like, I've never heard any of these songs. And I kind of looked up and Drew, my youngest, he was there with us and he likes Kendrick Lamar too. And I looked at Drew, I was like, I've heard every single one of these songs. And Drew was like, yeah, me too. But I liked it. It was funny. It's funny to go and you read, I saw Facebook and it was just, when I first saw it, everybody was dogging it, saying what a lame halftime show and how boring and couldn't understand a word he was saying and all this stuff. And I was like, really? I clearly heard everything that he was saying. I loved some of the aspects to it. I didn't realize as it was going on, like some of the hidden meetings that I've been reading about for certain things and for the culture and things like that. I just was enjoying Kendrick Lamar songs that I like. I don't know how true any of those hidden meetings or he was doing this or setting this up. I don't know how true any of that was, but I watched it. I enjoyed it. I like Kendrick Lamar. I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan. To me, he did not disappoint.
Yeah, I thought it was a great performance as well. I thought it got criticized pretty heavily. I mean, we've seen worse. We've seen a lot worse for Super Bowl halftime shows.
Yeah.
It was a few years ago when the guy The Weeknd performed. Do you remember that?
I do. That wasn't very good.
Oh my God, that was horrible. And I mean, and it looked like he was zoned out on something. I mean, he was high as a kite.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I can go down the list on bad performances. And to me, this wasn't nowhere near that.
And like I said, I even take it a step further. It's like, it's not to me, it's not we've seen worse, because to me, that almost makes it seem like it wasn't that good. I really enjoyed it. Like, to me, it's one of the better ones that I've seen. The only other one that I can think of, really, I really enjoyed that year when it was in LA and Dr. Dre and Eminem and 50 Cent and Kendrick was on that one too. That's like my favorite of all time. So this wasn't to me as good as that one was, but to me it was. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, but I really like Kendrick Lamar. So
yeah, okay, yeah. I don't have any of Kendrick's music.
Oh, you don't?
Nah, I don't.
Really?
Interesting. Yeah, for me, I really don't have any artist music that came out probably after 2000.
Oh, really?
I don't like any of the new rappers. Not to say Kendrick is not good, but there was just a cutoff for me because hip hop had got so bad at one point, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, I agree. I don't like most of the new rappers, but Kendrick's an exception. I like Kendrick.
Yeah.
I like J. Cole. I like him a lot.
Mm.
Kanye, I've been hit and miss. Some Kanye I really like, some I really don't like. I like Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne's actually been out for a while now too.
Yeah.
I guess new school, because Kendrick's been out for a little bit now too. Now I'm thinking about it. He's been out for over 10, 15 years. So he's not new. I mean, he's got 5 or 6 albums out now. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I agree. I'm more of a 90s, early 2000s hip hop guy. So
Right.
most of the stuff that came out after that, not so much. But no, Kendrick, I really like Kendrick though.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, it had got so bad. I was just, even when good artists came out, because I've heard several people saying, Jeff, you need to listen to, J. Cole, you need to listen to Kendrick. And I just wouldn't even give them a chance after a
Yeah.
certain point. And I was just like, so if a new CD come out now, I said CD. Wow.
Yeah.
If somebody drop a new one today, it's somebody that I've been listening to pretty much half my life.
Yeah. I think, just from what I know of your taste in music, I think you'd like J. Cole. J. Cole has like a more old school vibe to him. Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a shot. And
Yeah.
when I do it, I'm gonna start from his first
Yeah.
album to his last.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you'd be happy with that. He's good. I think you'd like Kendrick too, to be honest with you. But like I said, they're a little older. They're a little older than the new stuff. Like, so some of this new stuff, I don't even know what you call that stuff. I mean, it's silly.
Yeah.
It's silly. But
Drill music, trap music, and all that.
Yeah. 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 I'm with you. I'm not for that either. I'm not for that either. But no, I like the Super Bowl performance. I thought it was good. So, like I said, no complaints from me.
Yeah. I got a new Kobe. Yeah. I don't know if I showed this one yet. This is about to be a hot shoe time. Let me see. It came with this bag.
Oh, nice. Do they all come with a bag?
No.
Okay.
No. It's got the Mamba snake
Oh, yeah.
on
Oh, that's sharp. What color is that?
plum, like a plum purple.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought that I saw, but then I couldn't tell if that was just a reflection from your shirt.
Yeah. But
yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
What number are those?
These are, I want to say the 5. I gotta look again. I don't know the numbers of the Kobe's like Jordan. Jordan, I can look at it and call it right out.
Right. I can with some of them.
Yeah, but I think the Kobe, he's got a few of them I like. I shouldn't say I just have a favorite, but he definitely has a few of them that I really, go after. And they have some more that's coming out here real soon.
Yeah,
and they've been dropping.
They're one of the more popular ones right now. Like I said, they're one of the more popular ones. I think they might even be the most popular shoe worn in the NBA right now, is different versions of Kobe.
Yeah.
I know on my girls' basketball team, there's a couple girls that are wearing the Kobe's, and I was just at the boys' varsity game a little bit ago, and I'd say half the team has Kobe's.
Yeah, it's the Kobe 5. I was right. It was the 5, the eggplant.
Eggplant? Okay. So I like those. Those are sharp.
Yeah. So I got a few more that's gonna be coming too. So stay tuned.
I love keeping up on your shoe game.
Yes, sir. I gotta keep it fresh. The summer is coming,
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because in the summer I don't barely wear tennis shoes. I wear some type of sandals or slides or something like that.
Yeah, depending on how hot it is. Yeah, I feel you on that. So now that football is over, and college basketball, basketball takes us right into the spring and the summer. So
it does.
When that's over with, I know it's nice. So that's what gets me through to football is, the summertime, because we always out.
Yeah.
We foodies, so we always trying restaurants and, just exploring, just being outside. So that'll get me over till September.
Yeah. Do you watch? Everybody's been asking me about this at work. I get a bunch of officers come in and ask me different things about sports all the time. But there's that spring football. I don't know. Is it XFL or?
Yeah.
Do you watch that at all? Yeah.
Not the same.
I don't either. Like I said, I was telling him about. He was like, "Oh, you're not really a football fan." I was like, "No, it isn't football to me." And like I said, and it comes out right at, like I said, at a time where I'm really watching other stuff, and then it's getting nice out, and then my kids are out playing different sports, and then like I said, once it gets nice out, I'm golfing. I go golfing all the time and grill out, golf and grill out. that's what my summer is, and going to my son's baseball games. So I don't really have time to watch subpar football.
Do you remember when I went golfing with you and Guthrie that time?
No.
It was me, you, and Guthrie, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I hit the ball, and it went in somebody else's fairway, and I just walked over there and got it.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
do remember. I do remember now. I do remember now. I completely forgot about that because I remember I even asked you just a couple months ago, or were you into golf? And I was like, we're
yeah,
going to have
yeah,
to go
yeah,
out.
yeah,
That's funny. That is funny.
yeah. I don't know what made me think of that, but you guys got a kick out of it because I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that, and they was waiting to golf, and I just
They were
walked
just
right in
looking at you
front of
like,
them.
what the hell is he doing? Yeah, yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah,
Oh my
they were about to tee
god,
off, and you just drive right out in the middle of their go. Don't say a word. I do remember that. Oh,
man!
we need to go golfing. I was just telling them I do another podcast where I just talk about golf. I'm itching to golf right now. We get to about February and March, and I start really
Right.
like because the pro golf kind of starts in February and March. And like I said, I don't watch a ton of pro golf. Like I said, because it's boring to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But as the season starts, I do start watching it, and I pay attention to certain names. But then all the golf stuff starts coming on my social media, and then it's like I just start feeling it, and I got practice
Right.
clubs in my office, and like I said, it's just as soon as it starts getting nice out, I want to go golfing, and it happens before it gets nice out because it's like I know that it's about to get nice out, and I'm ready to go golfing. But I
Do
got
you
Amy
go?
golfing.
Oh yeah, I think you told me that.
Yeah, I
And
got her
she
golfing.
enjoys it.
She does. I mean, I want to say last year, and we got another couple to go to, like a husband wife friend of ours to go to. That we in the summer we'll go out as a foursome at least once a week.
So do you go to the driving range at all
I
during
do.
this time? Okay.
Yeah. So like last year, so a friend of ours bought a simulator. Do you know what that is?
Hmm.
They bought a simulator from a golf course. They bought it and they have a building, like the one guy's a chiropractor, and he put it in the back of his building and started his own simulator. He rents it out.
Wow, that's
And
big money.
yeah, I think they paid like $5,000 for it, but they rent it out. It's like $35 an hour, but it's always rented out. But he bought it last year, and like we did a league. They had an indoor golf league. So like me and a buddy were in this league, and there's 12 other people. And so every Wednesday night we went and we played in this golf league on a simulator. We did 2 12-week sessions of that last year. And then this year started in October or November, and we did it right till Christmas. But then I couldn't do it after Christmas because of my basketball season. Because we were doing it like on Wednesday nights, and I was having basketball games on Wednesdays. But so yeah, I'm even swinging the clubs in the winter on the simulator league. But it's not the same. I mean, the lies are different. There's no wind, things like that. But it's still just nice to get your swing down.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
now that I'm old, golf's my thing. It's like the only competitive thing that I can do anymore. It's so fun.
I can't do it, man. My swing is so bad. I don't even want to take the time to work on it. I'm just like this. This is just not for me.
Well, so that's the thing. Like I said, I golf with a bunch of people. We go out every August. There's like 20 of us that we go up on this golf trip up north every year. Golf is one of those things that you don't have to be good at to have fun, though. Like I said, it's more the who you're golfing with. So if you're out there and you're not golfing with anybody that takes it serious, because there's some serious golfers that take it way too serious. But like the group of guys that I go with, we don't remember what each other scores. I mean, we're just out there having a good time.
Right.
And so,
But I'm too competitive though.
yeah,
I
I get
wanna
that.
I wanna
You want to win.
Yeah, I got at least want to compete to win. Like, man, come on, I can't I
See,
just can't do it, man.
here's the thing, though. And like I said, where it can get fun, though, is like we do things like scrambles. And so, like, what a scramble is, like, so it's 4-man scramble. So all four of you hit a shot. right? And then you guys just take the best shot. And then all four of you go to that spot, and then you all four hit from there again. And the same thing, you take the best shot.
Yeah.
So that when where it's a team thing like that, it really doesn't matter how bad you suck. They'll use one of your shots here and there. So it helps if you're not that good. So I'm not a very good golfer, but I have fun. But like I said, you would think that I was a good golfer, how much I golf and how much I talk about it. In the summer, that's, like I said, Amy probably cracks up because I'll randomly just in the middle of nowhere, here I am taking a fake golf swing with no club, just like in the store. I mean, it's one of those things. We stand up and you see me going down, I'll be like, and holding my follow through, and she's like, "What in the hell are you doing?" Practicing my golf swing. So, yeah,
we'll see. I don't know.
You come up to Michigan this summer. We're going golfing. I got clubs for you and everything.
And that's another thing. It's an expensive sport. You know,
it is an expensive sport. I'll say that. You know, I'm trying to get my oldest boy, Quentin, I'm trying to get him to play on the golf team at school this year. It's in the spring. He doesn't play baseball. He's always done track the last couple years, but he didn't really enjoy track last year. So I'm trying to get him to golf. Because as I told him, I mean, the golf practice is you go to the golf course and you play golf. I mean, that's their golf practice. Every day they go and they play golf for free. Their tournaments are during the day, so you miss school. They take you and you golf in a tournament on a Tuesday and get to miss school. But as I told him, when he gets to be in his 20s and not playing basketball or football or baseball anymore, the only sport that he's going to have is his buddies are going to want to go golf. And it would be nice if you got to practice in school and be a little bit better. And not to mention, I have some of my fondest memories with my dad golfing. I said when he was old, he would, he'd be in his 50s and 60s and we'd go golf. So it was like one of those things that him and I could do well into his old. It's still a sport, still competitive, but you're still having good talks and enjoy it. And so it's like, it'd be cool if I can get that kind of thing with my boys,
Okay.
So I'm trying.
Yeah, I take my hat off to you, man. But if I come up there, I'll go with you.
All right. It's a date. It's a date.
All right, man. What else we got? We don't have any picks to make this week.
Mm-mm.
I guess we're not gonna have no picks to make for a while.
No, we can do something over when the NCAA tournament starts if you want.
Oh, we got to do a bracket.
Yeah, we can do a bracket.
Yeah, we got to do that. That's mandatory.
Yeah, we'll do a bracket. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but Michigan just beat Purdue. That's a big one. Yeah,
Kentucky and Tennessee is playing right now. It may be over now. It was in the second half when we will start.
Yeah. Michigan is first place in the Big Ten right now. That's crazy. That coach is doing a good job.
The Pistons are beating the Bulls right now by 37 points.
Yeah, I got that on too. I wasn't going to mention that to you. Hey, they traded Zach LaVine. I told you they were going to.
They've been trying to trade that guy for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I thought the Pistons might make a trade because they've done so much better than they were expected to make. But I kind of did a video on that too. I really didn't want them to give up any of these guys that they got because I kind of liked them all. And so they really didn't do much in the trade except they picked up Dennis Schroeder, who to me is a solid pickup for them. But they avoided Brandon Ingram, and I'm glad they avoided Brandon Ingram because Brandon Ingram just signed a 3-year, $120 million deal for a guy to me is a role player. So I'm glad the Pistons avoided that. I think right now, if the playoffs started right now, they're a 6th seed. I mean, they're not even playing. They're a 6th seed right now.
And the Pistons were pretty bad last year, wasn't they?
Well, the worst team in basketball.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They had 14 wins last year.
That's a hell of a turnaround.
We're not even at the All-Star break, and I think they got 26, 27. They're 2 games ahead of above 500. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the basketball season, we did, for both of us, we did the over-under wins for the Pistons and the Bulls. and the number that over under was 25 for each of them. We both picked overs, but Pistons are already over before the All-Star break.
Wow. Well, let me see. The Bulls are pretty bad.
Yeah, they're not doing that great. And then like I said, then they traded Zach LaVine. But
yeah, we're 22 and 31.
Yeah, but even so, like I said, that's still that their over under was 25 as well. So I mean, they're close to that already before halftime for the break. So I mean, neither one of the teams was projected to do very good this year. So I would still say that both are over their expectations, even though 22-31 is not very good. Better than what they were expecting.
What's going on in Cleveland, man? How did they get this good?
Did you hear LeBron James talking about the other day? He tried to take credit for it.
No, he didn't.
He legitimately said something about, they were asking about how they're doing. He had said, yeah, like I did it and brought that success to them. So I'm glad to see that, yeah, they're just keeping it up. Or it was something ridiculous like that. Just a total LeBron James thing to do, or try to shine the light on him when they're asking about something unrelated. But I would have to see the exact quote, but I remember it was like, seriously, that's how you just answered that? Has nothing to do with them. When you left them gutted.
I can't stand to hear them talk. I don't like to watch them play. Like, and I hate to be that way, but I have nothing for them at all.
I'm with you. It was one of those things. I remember when he said it, I was thinking of you, because it was just like, oh my God, are you serious? And it wasn't one of those like, they said he said this. I heard it. I heard him say it. And I'm like, what? I know you're not trying to take credit for Cleveland being successful several years after you left them gutted.
And he didn't leave them gutted not once, but twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, because whatever team he goes to, I mean, he makes them, well, I can't say that he makes them, but, they call him the GM, but he usually has them trade all their draft picks away to try to bring in help. And so then when he leaves, they lose him, and then they have no draft picks for several years. I mean, because he doesn't care about draft picks. He's not looking to have some young player come up team. He wants established all-stars right now. He wants to win right now. So yeah, it was like when he said that, I was just like, Jesus, this guy is something else.
Yeah. We don't really have to mention his name no more in any future podcast that we do.
I know. For as much as we dislike him, we do talk about him quite a bit, don't we?
Yeah, man. And that's what it's all about. That's
Yeah. Bad press is good press. You're still saying his name.
Yeah. I'm a challenge myself when he does come up, not to mention his name, not to say it. So I'm gonna try my best not even to say his name.
Gotcha. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try.
I refer to him as something else. It'll come to me when he comes up again.
All right. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
So just this is what they do on TV. So who is your favorite to win the Super Bowl next season?
Next season, my favorite's the Lions. Although the Lions' schedule's tough next year. I don't know if you saw it yet, but it's tough.
No, I haven't.
I still say if they're healthy, they would have won it this year. I still firmly believe that. I'm right now going with the Lions. We can talk about it again after the draft and free agents, but I'm going to go with the Lions.
Okay. Well, our owner died. Virginia McCaskey.
Did she really?
Yeah. She passed away. She was 102. So we are hoping that they sell. What's his name? The Amazon guy. He's already showing interest in buying the Chicago Bears.
Interesting. Okay. Well, who's your favorite? to win it?
That's tough. I think I gotta go with Philly. I think they good enough to defend their title.
It's tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to do.
I don't think Kansas City will be back there. You know, they talked about Kansas City all season long
Mm-hmm.
on how they wasn't good enough to get it done. And they carried that all the way to the Super Bowl, and it really showed in the Super Bowl. But to me, they shouldn't have beat Buffalo. There was a bunch of teams that they shouldn't have beat this year, but
right,
they found a way to win at the end. So I don't think they're going to have that same type of magic next season unless they make some moves.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, you want to wrap it up?
Yes, sir. This was an interesting episode after, post Super Bowl, as you said. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Continue to check us out on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a buddy, tell a friend. Come and check us out.
For sure. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Until next time.
All right.